Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the holidays. In this one today, I wanted to talk about Modern Warfare 3 as a game, and more specifically, the Zombies mode. And my overall thoughts of this mode is that I like it. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of issues with the Zombies mode as it stands right now, but in general, it's not really that bad. And I'd say that the Zombies mode is the strong point of this game. The campaign is really bad, and the multiplayer is mediocre at best. I started writing the script for this video, and I generally didn't have a whole lot of positive things to say about Modern Warfare 3. Like I said before, the campaign is one of the worst in franchise history. They pretty much recycled the old story from Modern Warfare 2 while adding in a ton of random Warzone maps and features. Usually, COD games release with something new every year, but this game has little to nothing new at all. There isn't a single new multiplayer map, the campaign was a complete flop, and doesn't offer much new at all. I'm not a big multiplayer and campaign fan, but I just wanted to quickly go over these two game modes for this game because in my opinion, if you're buying this game for the full package, campaign, multiplayer, and zombies all included, it's just not worth it in my opinion because the other two modes, those being campaign and multiplayer, are just not good. But with that all out of the way with, let's now talk about the zombies mode. I'm first going to talk about all the things that I love about this mode, then I'll move on to the things that I absolutely hate. First thing I want to talk about is that shooting zombies in this mode and playing through the gameplay loop is really fun. Compared to Vanguard and even Outbreak from Cold War, I think that Modern Warfare Zombies is much better and is the best open world zombies experience that we've gotten to date. The number one thing that makes this game mode so successful is the replayability. It's something that even round-based zombie fails to deliver on. And don't get me wrong, I love traditional round-based zombies more than this mode, but the problem that I always had with round-based zombies was how each of the maps didn't really offer a whole lot to the player. Take a map like Shadows of Evil, for example. This map is loved by the community, but all the content that is on Shadows of Evil can be completed within a few hours. Sure, there are multiple side Easter eggs and high rounds that you can get to, but most players are either going to play to round 30 or do the Easter egg. Once you complete these goals, the game doesn't reward you with that much, and it doesn't encourage you to keep playing. I mean, how many times have you done the Gorod Krovi Easter egg, and as soon as you finish, you just leave the game or purposely down yourself because there isn't really that much else to do? Round-based zombies always had the problem of offering very little, but giving the player an infinite amount of time to explore. Warzone Zombies, on the other hand, does the exact opposite. The schematic system is one of the best things that we have ever seen in zombies to date. By just playing the game, you can unlock these schematics, which allow you to start the game with an advantage. There are also act story missions and weapon camos that you can grind for along with these schematics. The game overall is a grind fest, which is something that's really good, but also really bad. The weapon selection is also really cool. There isn't one gun that is super overpowered and stands above the rest like there was in previous games like with Cold War and the Gallo. Instead, you have the option to use the crossbow, the dual-wield tire pistols, the Lockwood shotgun, the grenade launcher, and the dual-wield Wasp SMGs, which are all really fun to use. The wonder weapons are also really good. They might not be the best when it comes to killing zombies, but they serve as great support wonder weapons to either help your teammates or to navigate the map more easily. And with the schematic system, you can start the game with most of these wonder weapons, which serves as one of the best rewards we've ever received in a zombies game. The only problem that I have with the schematic system at this time is the cooldown timers. There are many easy ways that they can fix this issue though, so I won't give them too much hate for it, but as it stands right now, it can be really annoying to have to wait multiple days just to craft a golden armor plate. I watched a podcast by Noah and Milo where they talk talked about adding a feature to make it to where the cooldown permanently decreases if you collect duplicates of the same schematic, which I think would be perfect. I also really like the boss zombies on this map. The Mega Abominations are really intimidating and are challenging to go up against. The different worm bosses are also really cool, and the fact that you can fight them with a team of 6 makes for a really fun and unique experience that I haven't seen in zombies. Speaking of which, the game mode encourages players to communicate and play with teammates, which, to be fair, isn't the best for solo players like myself, but I do like the fact that out of every zombies game mode we've ever had, this one encourages you to communicate with your team the most. You can check the global chat at any time in this game, and you'll see players asking for schematics or help on certain missions, and it's just a cool, unique experience that you can't get with round-based zombies. Overall, when it comes to the things that I love about this game mode, the player communication and the replayability are the two biggest factors that come into play. These two aspects are done really well in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and I want to see more of it in round-based zombies for the next year. Killing zombies with the overpowered weapons is really fun, and the new rifts added into Season 1 add a sense of challenge for returning players. There is a lot to love about this game mode. But there's also a lot to hate. Let's now talk about all the negatives. While it does have a lot of interesting new features, for the most part, it feels like Warzone with old zombie features from previous games. My first biggest complaint that I will give towards this mode as a whole is that it doesn't feel like zombies. And while the new rift system included in Season 1 made the mode feel more like COD Zombies, I just don't think it's enough to satisfy those players who like the atmosphere from the previous zombie modes. Another thing that I want to state just really quick to get out of the way with is the time limit. I don't think anyone likes the time limit for this mode. The only reason that it's there is to add artificial difficulty so that it takes longer to grind the game. The problem, however, is that the map is so big that they can't just remove the timer entirely because they don't have enough server space to load players in constantly every few minutes. If they did remove it, queue times would take forever, so I fully understand them from that perspective. But if removing the timer isn't an option, at least double the amount of time that you have in each game. Another horrible thing that I don't like about this game mode is the mercenaries. Adding AI units that shoot guns at you in zombies is ridiculous, especially when you take the armor system into consideration. The mercenaries destroy your armor in seconds, they never miss, and their movement pattern is difficult to manage in a zombies-based mode. Some of the different mercenary types can even break all of your armor with one punch, which should not be a thing. Certain camps and outposts can also spawn attack helicopters, counter UAVs, and sentry guns, which is incredibly annoying. I thought that Treyarch would learn their lesson from Vanguard when they added a zombie with a gun, but apparently not. The only time I ever go up against these guys is when I have a challenge or a specific mission to do. Other than that, I stay away from the mercenaries at all times. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to things I dislike about this mode is the story. I'm not a huge story guy when it comes to COD Zombies, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen, the story in this game is not that great. The act missions that tell the story are pretty cool, and the cutscenes themselves are really high quality and are some of the best that we have seen in Zombies, but when it comes to the actual story itself, I don't like it at all. I hate how they combine the Warzone campaign story into Zombies, and you're seeing all these campaign characters in the Zombies mode. It just doesn't make sense. To wrap up all the things that I dislike about this mode, it mainly comes down to the combination of zombie features and Warzone features. I hate that everything in Call of Duty now has to have some connection to Warzone. The modern setting doesn't work well for zombies either, as it doesn't provide the player with that zombies feel that we all know and love. When it comes to enemy types, I don't have much of an issue with the zombie enemy types, but the mercenaries have to go. They aren't good, and most players end up ignoring them whenever they play through this game. And with my overall opinion shared about this game's features, it's now time to answer the question on the title of this video. is it worth it to buy Modern Warfare 3 Zombies? In my opinion, as it currently stands right now, I don't think that Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is a game that is worth buying. There are still too many issues with the game, and Treyarch completely missed the mark with things that make zombies fun. It still isn't too late to add these features into the game with upcoming updates, but as it stands right now, I give Modern Warfare 3 Zombies a 5 out of 10. It's middle of the road average compared to other zombie modes, but it does have the potential to become better. Towards the end of this game's life cycle, I will look back at the game and make my final thoughts about whether it's a great game or not, and whether or not you should buy it then. With that all being said though, if you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, do all that. Leave your comments down below if you want to see me do any other type of videos. Don't forget to check the description for more zombie related content. And yeah, I got nothing much else to say, so peace.